Okay, today we're planning a little adventure ride up to Cement Ridge in the northern Black Hills. We're going to start in Keystone right here. And to show you this, I'm going to use the Badlands Black Hills and Lakes Association tourist map. It's not the greatest map in the world, but for what we're going to do, it's good enough. For the first part of the ride, we're going to take Old Hill City Road. That's this road right in here, okay? It's called 323, but it's really Hill City Road. You just take Hill City Road over. When you get into town here, you'll go up here and you'll catch Deerfield Road, which is 17 on this map, but you just take Deerfield Road up through here. And about 4 miles out of town, you'll junction with Mystic Road. On this one, it's called 318, but you'll take Mystic Road up through here. Then you'll junction with the Rochford Road, and you'll take Rochford Road out through here. All right, just follow that road. Now, the first part of this ride, up until Mystic Road, is going to be tarmac. From Mystic Road to Rochford is going to be a standard gravel road. From a couple miles west of Rochford on 231, you're going to start getting into more trail-like roads. All right, and that is in this area right here. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to follow 231 mostly up and out here, and go up here. We're going to catch 134, which is a better quality road. The road's from about here to here. Okay, that 231. It's called Rapid Creek Road. It's a primitive road. Okay. You go up here and you follow 134 up north, and eventually you can take either 105 and 850 and across, or you can go up take 222 and so forth. The easiest way is to catch 222 right here and go up around like that, and eventually you get up into Cement Ridge. That's the planned route. So let's get started. When you leave Keystone, you go to the traffic light. Take Old Hill City Road west. This is Old Hill City Road. You can see it by the train station. Just follow the road. It's about 11 miles over to Hill City. It is tarmac the whole way. It generally follows the route of Battle Creek down there in the ditch, and the 1880 train, which crosses the road several times, 17 actually, between Keystone and Hill City. It's basically a good road. It's well maintained. We're riding in late April, so there's not much stuff on the road. The speed limit's 35 miles an hour, and it's a curvy road. It's kind of fun to ride. There are blind corners, and there are some intersections that you approach, so you do need to watch for cross traffic now and then. Most of the road is like this. It's trees, curves, and railroad crossings. There is one section of the road that goes through a rather steep canyon. We're coming up on it here. We got to cross the train a couple more times, the train tracks. The day we're there, they were working on the rail right here, but you can see there's a lot of schmoo in the road there. And if you look on the right there, you'll see some nice rock formations. And as I say, they were working on the railroad crossings that day, so it was a little rough in places. When you get to Hill City, you come out here by the Holiday Inn Express, I believe. And this is Highway 16 right here. You go left on 16 for a few blocks, and then you come across Deerfield Road. You just go right on Deerfield Road and follow that up. It's by the Super 8. And again, Deerfield Road is tarmac. It's a good road. You shouldn't have any problems on that. Again, in late April, the road was nice and clean. There was nothing to worry about. It's a moderately heavy traveled road. This is coming off Deerfield Road onto Mystic Road, and here's where it turns to gravel. It's about 7 miles from Deerfield Road up to Mystic on Mystic Road, and it's a well-traveled road. It's tightly packed, so it's a good road to ride on. That viaduct over there is from the Mickelson Trail, which goes along this road the whole way. Matter of fact, you'll see the Mickelson Trail in and out of the road the whole way. This is a rest stop on Mystic Road, where if you need to stop, you can pull over there and take a rest. As you get further up towards Castleton, and this is Castleton here, you can stop and take a look at it. It's kind of interesting. It's historical. There's the Mickelson Trail up there and the hill. That's the old railroad right away. The piles in front of it are tailings from the old mining activities. And the Mystic Road from here up to Mystic is quite scenic. It's a good road. Again, as you can see, I'm kind of picking out the packed in wheel areas there, so trying to avoid the loose gravel. At this point, you're probably about an hour into riding. There's some more tailings on the side of the road, and we're going to go up under the Mickelson Trail here. That's an old railroad viaduct up there. You can go into that. But it's pretty nice up there. It's easy riding. There's no hills or to speak of on this road yet. We're going to get to some shortly. There's the Mickelson Trail there. You can't ride the Mickelson Trail, but you can look at it. All right, when you get to Mystic here, you're going to want to take a short detour to the right here and go down to the Mystic trailhead for the Mickelson Trail. It's an old railroad station, so if you need to stop and take a little break, this is a good place to do it. They have some facilities there. Okay, we're back on Mystic Road here again. This is north of Mystic, and it gets to a hilly area. We're going up over the divide between Castle Creek and Rapid Creek, so you go into rather high elevation here. It's not as high as you're going to get. If you follow this route, you're going to be at much higher elevation at some point. But this is a part of the road that it's sunny, so it's clear, and there's not a lot of snow yet. As you can see, there's a little bit of snow on the bank, and as you get to the higher elevations, you're going to see more and more snow. This ride goes up approximately 3,000 feet. You're going to go from a low of just over 4,000 feet to a high of just over 7,000 feet. When you get to the end of Mystic Road, you junction with Rochford Road, and this is it. You cross the Mickelson Trail one more time. Okay. When you get to Rochford Road, you want to take a left and head towards Rochford. Now, I got to tell you, this road was the worst of the bunch because it had been freshly graveled. The gravel wasn't packed; it was loose. It wasn't a lot of fun. You can see there, it's kind of loose gravel, so not many riders like that kind of gravel. Eventually, you'll hit tarmac, and when you come around the tarmac, you come into Mystic. But I'm going to take a stop here and let you find the deer beside the road. Do you see it? Look, look, look. Here we go. I slowed this video down here so you can see it. Alright, keep an eye out there on the right side of the road. There he is. He's getting ready to run. These guys will kill you if you're not careful. There he is. Okay. Alright. And this brings us into the Rochford Rest area, which is another place you can stop and, have a little rest if you want. Well, there's the little GS. We've named her Thumper. And This is a pretty nice rest area here. You can't camp or anything, but if you need to stretch your legs, if you haven't stretched them in a while, you can do it here. When you leave Rochford, you go through a canyon. This creek happens to be in the canyon, so you can stop and take a look at it. And this is going west out of Rochford. It's a pretty good road for the first 2 or 3 miles. As you can see, the road conditions are getting worse and worse. And that's part of this ride. As you get higher in elevation and further distance, you go from tarmac in the beginning to some rather rustic trails here a little bit, but you'll see it. This might confuse you. You gotta go straight. Now the road changes its name. It's called Rapid Creek Road, and you'll be on Rapid Creek Road for most of the rest of the ride here. Okay. That slough area to the left is part of Rapid Creek, and as you can see, we're getting up there where there's now fresh snow melt on the road, and it's kind of slippery and mushy in places. So at this time of the year, you'll want to take it careful on that road. I think in a month or so it'll be nice and dry and everything. There should be no problem. But it's not going to get better as we gain elevation here. Now we're getting up into the high country, and we're basically following Rapid Creek off to the left there, and we're getting higher and higher here. And you'll notice that as we get up there, the snowpack starts to get heavier and heavier too. Not a lot right here because it's a real sunny area, but as we get into the shady areas. Now the day we're riding is about 60 degrees. Not super warm, but not warm enough to really melt all the snow either. But there's a bird there. Okay, now we're getting up into the tree line, and the roads are going to start deteriorating pretty fast here. You can see there's snow along that little fence line there. Now it's starting to get onto the road a little bit there. Okay. But as you gain elevation, you can expect to see more snow, even well into April. Like I said, this was right at the end of May, so the snow is starting to show up as you get higher and higher in elevation. You might have to negotiate a little snow. This is a particularly awful spot here. It's kind of muddy underneath and snowy on top. It's all messy schmoo. We took it real slow through there. Okay. But again, once you get out of there, you get into clear, and you'll reach this campground here. Okay. We're going to take a look in the campground. Now, if you are a camper and you want to stop, this is a good campground. It's fairly remote. It's primitive. It's not real primitive. There are some facilities there, but there are places where you can set up, and it's open. I mean, it's open now, so in April, but you're getting up into some real snowy country already, right? Now, there's a road called 233 that goes off to the south from here. I'm going to take this 233 here for a short distance. It's kind of off the route, but it's worth going down. If you stay at the campground, you might want to take a little side trip down this road for maybe, 7-8 miles. This is Rapid Creek up near the headwaters. And you go into this canyon here, which is really a gorgeous canyon. Very nice. And it's worth going over there. It's a very pretty area. The road doesn't go particularly to any place, but it's a nice, pretty thing. Okay, now we're back on Rapid Creek Road, and we're heading up towards O'Neill Pass, and that's going to be the highest point on the ride. As you can see, the road is getting more and more snow here. In this particular spot it's sunny, but as we get a little closer up here into the shade, you're going to see what we ran into. We probably, this is my handlebar camera, so it's a little rough. Okay. Alright, now you can see what's happening. They're getting schmoo on the road here. Okay, and we're getting more and more and more. At this point, you can still work your way around it. Okay, kind of stick to the, the wheel tracks there, and it's not too bad. But we have another 700-800 feet of elevation to get to before we get up to O'Neill Pass. At this particular area, I think we're right around 6,000, 6,200 feet in elevation. Okay, and then take a look at turn the camera on the snow here in a bit. You'll be able to see it. It's off to the side of the road. It doesn't show up too well here, but kind of see what it looks like. You can see somebody's been through there in a vehicle, so it's like four-wheel wheel. There's how the snow is kind of coming in on the road. Okay. There are open areas, but when it gets on the road, it can be somewhat deep. This is right beside the road here. Okay. You can see what we're running up into. More on the road. Okay. And got up to this point here where it's really sloppy, slippery, muddy, snow, and took a look down, and it started to look like it was better because we knew once we got up to O'Neill Pass it would clear up a little bit because there's not a lot of trees up there, but down here in the trees the snow started getting pretty thick. Okay. And we got to this point, looked at the road ahead and said, nope, you can't quite see it around the corner. So, for our purposes, this is the end of the ride. We didn't make it to Cement Ridge like we wanted to. We turned around and went back at this point. We may do a follow-up video on the rest of the trail from here forward, but that's going to be the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this is useful to you. If you want to do this kind of adventure ride in the Black Hills, this isn't a bad one to do. It gives you an idea of everything that's out there, so hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, click on the link below. We always appreciate that. Like us if you can. Or click on the like below. And thanks for joining us and sticking with it this far. Appreciate it. Goodbye.